It's our weekly sports episode. Well, you might as well call it our infamous podcast about sports and stuff. Where on this podcast, you get to hear a little bit of information about what's going on in the sports world, what's going on in the video game world, a little bit of the technology information, get a little bit of a music knowledge chat, two of our personal faves that we do on the show, the artist spotlight, and of course the infamous ass of the week. So stick around. You might actually enjoy the episode. The mere fact that I'm supposed to be on like a vacation, just relaxing and enjoying my little free time and downtime, and I'm sitting here recording a podcast on a Tuesday with the airplanes and the different rockets and whatever you want to call them flying over. What's going on, y'all? Past podcast, back at it again. And I kind of was unsure whether I would do an and stuff podcast today, since I have been on quote unquote vacation. And I'll go ahead and tell everyone in advance so you'll understand. My vacation has consisted of my baby and my podcast, and me just giving a lot of energy towards working on and enhancing Bay and keeping Bay at Bay. Yeah, I said that. Copyright? Nah. So realistically speaking, I will be the first to admit that this trip was well needed. And the first night I got here, I kind of relaxed, and mainly I reached out and connected with individuals as needed. I haven't had anyone come and hang because this was one of those true moments, and I kind of already had it written in the disclosure and in terms and conditions to just come and just lounge out and just get a place and just focus on me. And the focus on me part has been very achievable. I realized, and I said this in my live video I just did on Instagram, I was a little upset, side note. I guess because I'm still new to Instagram Live, I was so excited to record the video that I didn't think about the fact of, hey, maybe I should save the video since I just recorded it. But I digress. But I will say this, and I will mention something that's pretty relevant to what was talked about. I confided in one of my friends and kind of came to a realization and kind of just venting to them. And people have said this numerous times, but it's an amazing thing. You hear something, you understand it, but you really are forced to understand something when you step back and look at it. And that's basically what has happened the past couple of days. Is I am not going to spend my energy controlling the actions or antics or attitudes or moods or problems of other people when I've got to maintain and keep my attitude or keep my moods in check. And part of that means that I have to work harder, or I'm going to work harder on making sure that I am a priority to myself. I've always been available and accessible for other people. Many of my friends have seen and know on numerous occasions that I've had what I always define as the open door policy. And to be quite honest, the open door policy is a gift and a curse. And here's why I say that. When you're available to other people for them to give you their problems or their issues, most times it's a good thing that you're accessible to that extent. But on the opposite side, it can take its toll on you and it can wear you down. And I'll be the first to admit, I ain't got the energy to deal with everybody else's shit. Excuse my bluntness, but fuck it. I'm just, and this is let me go ahead and do this early. This is going to be an explicit podcast. I'm going to say a lot of shits, fucks, bullshit, whatever. I know, and I was reading a status someone wrote as far as, how you can say hallelujah, bless the Lord, amen, 1 second, and then the next minute you cussing like a sailor. The reason that shit happens, the reason that happens is because honestly, we in the venue or in the locale of I guess you can call it a church, you don't want to be disrespectful. So you respect people, you respect elders, you respect the aura or the enigma of the facility. It's almost as though you're around older folks and older people, don't want you to use profanity. Understandable. So when you are with folks who you normally converse with, you're you. And sometimes that you it's not that you're not being you when you're at church. You're being you. You're just being you in a different manner. And the perfect example that I always give is Facebook. Facebook, people put on a show for Facebook. I really don't understand how some shows are still going, but it's Facebook. So as long as there's a show on TV or there's a show on social media, someone's attention is being grabbed and someone's going to have a conversation about what they hear, what they see. Before I go any further, because I did want to make sure that I'm a man of my word, because I want to help people with their exposure. I just did a photo shoot a couple of days ago, actually over the weekend. For the record, and just to give everyone a heads up, this past Saturday was one of my busiest mental days I've had in a while. I kind of recouped, and nobody knew about it on the podcast because I still got to record a show and I still got to make an episode, so it is what it is. But I will be the first to admit, between doing the show, prepping as best as I could, getting thoughts down, doing the photo shoot, going to get shoes, working on rebranding, things of that sort, and kind of establishing a foundation, which, by the way, I haven't worn the shoes since I've been out of town, but it actually makes sense because I wouldn't wear them unless I was going like somewhere worthwhile to wear them. But anywho, I'm stating all of that and sharing everything just to kind of make the presentation and making it clear that this process and everything that's going on is not expected and not meant to be easy. And I don't want it to be easy. I'll state that for the record. But what I will state and what I will point out is I don't want people to assume that I'm going to be there for everything. I know half the time it's some people that can't even be in my corner for little stuff that I got going on. And I'm not sitting, don't get it twisted. Do not get it fucked up. I'm not sitting here podcasting looking for pity. I don't have the energy. I don't have the reason or the purpose of going into this podcast with pity. And I'm sorry. I was supposed to do a plug and I just failed on the plug because I was so into, my day was so long. I had a rough life. All my life I had to fight. No, in all seriousness, a friend of mine who I've known for a couple of years was able to link me with someone who she's known for a while. And I've known about and hung out with a while back and look to possibly try to hang out with more frequently and, make more networking opportunities available. But Chris Rocks Photography, if you check her out on Instagram, she has a personal page, but it'll mainly be her Instagram page you'll want to go to, and that's CRSROX Photography. She's definitely doing her thing. And I would strongly recommend checking out her photography line. She's getting her brand off the ground. It's been rolling. She kind of took a little hiatus. And all right, brief and quick update. I didn't realize until I recorded, so I'm not gonna record long with this. I said CRSROX Photography, but it's actually CHRSROX Photography, and I was wondering why I couldn't find it a while back. But anyway, CHRSROX Photography, and that's for her Instagram photography. And back to the show. Life happens like anybody who knows me with the podcast. If you go back to one of the past podcasts, was previously Brate Podcast, there were a couple of weeks I didn't podcast, and I just was not into it, and I just won't doing it, so I didn't force it. But nonetheless, with her photography, And I even told her, like, at first I was looking to do photography. And I have other friends who I know who do photography, but really haven't networked to talk with them too much. I kind of, linked up with her. We had a conversation, and I even picked with her and saying I was even bad enough to go to someone who I would never go to. Not going to say that on podcast for cordial purposes. But, yeah, she knocked it out with most of the shots she got. Hopefully I'll see those images, and once I see them and I come up with what I'm looking for in my personal viewing, I will get that to the masses, as well as kind of be a little creative in what I'm working on, and as I show it, presenting the method to my madness. So I just wanted to share that, and I mean, and she's a prime example. I'm mentioning her in reference to her because just like everyone's kind of has been there for me or not been there for me or whatever the case may be, I've pushed my hardest to be there for them, and she's no exception. Like, she's someone who I think I've really been, I'll be the first to come clean. I've been patient and she's been patient, and it's been just a fluid, simple process. So that was just appreciated highly. So I don't want to denote or disregard that one bit. Sorry, I'm having a relaxing podcast today because I am going to be as chill and calm as I can be. I do want to share with everyone that the sports podcast this week is going to be pretty relaxing. It'll be a solo cast, so hopefully it'll flow. You know how I do when I'm by myself. It's kind of creative, but it's unique because it's like I'm looking for my response, but my response is a little unexpected. So I have to kind of reach for my sources, but we will see how that all comes together, and we'll just go from there. But yeah, like to be there for others is a good thing. Like, if you want to help others get through things, that's life, that's normal. But you have to be able to be there for you. And even though this is the middle of, or nearing the end of day 2, and then tomorrow I head back. Being there for me is the one thing I haven't been doing enough of, and that's what I am going to be doing. Not working on doing, I'm going to be doing. So a lot of people are not going to be pleased with me not being as supportive and as in other people's corners as I've been. I also feel like, and this is another thing, I know sometimes I can be honest in the truth that I tell, but for whatever reason, people come to me and they want my honest opinion. But it's almost as though I want your honest opinion how I want your honest opinion, not how you present your opinion. Like, it's almost like I want your opinion how I expect it to be presented, not how you're presenting it. And with me, I'm a person who I just tells it. I tells it like it is. No, I try to tell it like it is. And the reason I tell it like it is because I expect people to do the same in return. Most of my friends and most people who I deal with will tell me about myself in a heartbeat. And believe it or not, I mean, in all fairness, it's never like offended me. It's never bothered me up. It's never frustrated me. It's never pushed me away. It's just kept me that much closer to who they are. The past literally nearly 5 years, it's been one of the greatest feelings in the world to just be able to have someone to just kind of come to and talk to about different things, and vice versa. Like, most times, the people who I'm able to have that open, honest relationship, or open, honest conversation with, it's valued because it's reverted, or it's reciprocated. There we go. I knew I had the R word in my head, but I didn't have it on paper. But it's reciprocated in the correct manner, and I value that. So, and that, I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I really didn't have like, I got a whole lot of topics and I'm about to really hit y'all with some realness today because I got a lot on my mind. I just want to sit and like get people to understand that if I say no, or if I don't give you the advice that you want to hear, or I don't say something that's pretty or cute, don't take it personal. Like, that's really what I want to be known and to be addressed, because for whatever reason, it's always been me trying to satisfy and please people who don't want to be pleased. Some people like chaos. Some people like this organization. I have come to the conclusion where I've done this organization, chaos and confusion, for the last few years, and I hate it with a passion. It annoys the living daylights out of me to the point that I really want to pull out with a little bit of hair I got left. And I don't like it. And I'm tired of it. And I'm sick of it. And the shit is irritating the fuck out of me. And I'm just telling y'all how I feel about it. And I know it's like a strange yet unique rant, but it's where I'm at right now. And I just wanted to get that shared, that if truth is not what you're looking for, or fabrication is what you're going for, don't come to me. I can't do fabrication. I can't sugarcoat bullshit. I can't put sprinkles and fairy dust on bullshit and make it look like it's potpourri. It's impossible. It's possible, but it's unrealistic. I guess that's the better way to put it. And for whatever reason, that's what some of us are looking for, knowing that we deserve and should get much more. And oddly enough, somebody from the military just walked by my room with like his whole camo gear on and everything. So he might be in the room next door. But that's okay, because I want to get this out anyway. But those are the words that I'm leaving for everyone. I really want to share this with a bunch of people. And it's not in my introvert side that I'm hiding it. It's just I am not going to leave any nonsense out of the equation. And by saying that, I mean it as, if it's not helping me in any manner, in any way, shape, or form, it might not get all of my attention at that moment. And that's what I really want people to understand. So it's certain things that folks, like people that's in my immediate circle and folks that I literally fuck with and bang with from day one. Like hell, even my folks that's known me for over 15 years, like they already know if I have it and I can do it, word, what you need, I got you. My five and up crew, like folks that's been in the queue for 5 years, they holding it down. My Twitter connects, no question. My crew I met through my Booski, through Kwani, and her and everybody, like y'all have been there through a lot of things and seen a lot of stuff too. New and current folks that I've networked with and linked up with, and it's been just a legit bond from day one. No problem. Folks like that I'm gonna give to, because I know I get it back. I know if it's something, and they'll ask if it's something that I need or if I need to talk. They make it an open door policy. So in most circumstances, it's all good. But just to people who aren't understanding of phone conversations and expecting folks to call them, remember, your phone can make outgoing calls. Social media is not always the way to see if somebody's alive or doing okay. Most times you can find out if somebody's doing all right by just picking up the phone and saying, hey, I was thinking about you and hope you're doing all right. And if I did not say that clearly, it was, hey, just picking up the phone, thought I was thinking about you, hope you're doing all right. Because I know I'm one of those people who talk 90 miles an hour and don't blink. So I just wanted to share that. I'm going to go ahead and cap this one because I could go on about this literally for like the next 20 or 30 minutes. Side note, if you are into Batman and Joker and things of that sort, and that's all I'm going to give you because I don't want to tease it too much, you will certainly want to tune into the podcast this week. That's the best information I can give for my sports podcast. But yeah, this random and stuff is one that I wanted to get off of my brain and just share. Like, don't sit and like make it like you're all right and you're not, because eventually at some point the truth is going to come out and you just have to kind of let it be known as to how you feel, because others aren't going to sit and spend energy trying to read your mind. I know I don't have the energy to do it. I'm sick of that shit. I'm too old for this shit. Like, that's just bottom line. And I guess it's crazy because I'm doing more cursing in this podcast strictly because, number one, it's not somewhere I would normally record. And number two, I'm getting to be a little bit more of me. And I think that's kind of been the challenge that I've been working harder on improving, is being true to who I am and allowing others to just accept it for what it is. Because at the end of the day, I can only be Brian. So that'll be my close. I was supposed to close, of course, 2 minutes ago, and that failed. So this will be the cap. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully more thoughts will kick. I doubt I'm doing any more podcasts tonight because it's just not even worth it. And I hope you all are tuning in to the episode on Sunday. On Saturday. And until next time, this is the Past Podcast signing out. Take care. Did you make it to the end of the episode? If so, I do appreciate you listening and tuning in. These episodes get more and more valuable, and I do appreciate everyone taking time to sit down and listen to the episode. Whether you're actually listening to it once it's uploaded on Spreaker.com/Brate Podcast, or if you're downloading it and listening to it on your own convenience. If you want to check out any previous episodes, just check out that page. And if you'd like to inquire or provide any information or feedback or suggestions toward the podcast, please send those emails to pastpodcastbt@gmail.com. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Enjoy your day. Have a good week and be positive.